Hi Akshay.
Hey, hi Sunil. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Great.
Audible.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have my colleague Yogesh here.
Okay.
Yeah. Akshay, thank you. Start
Thanks.
with please tell us about.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Actually, your voice, I actually lost your voice, so that's why I thought to confirm.
I was saying, like, can you please tell us about your professional experience?
Yeah. So my name is Akshay. I have completed my bachelor's in electronics and telecommunications engineering in 2015. And initial 1.5 year, I was into the telecom and networking domain. It was a customer facing role where I used to prepare the network outage report for the end customers. And later on I found my interest into the data analytics, so I started learning Excel, Tableau and other data analysis tool like SQL, and started working in a Zensar as a data analyst, where I used to work with the different business teams and the sales team to fix their problems related to order management, where they used to book order for their end customer. It was the order of networking products, and whenever they face any discrepancy into the data, so they come up with the requirement and I used to help them with the reporting solution on that. In my current organization, I am working with the business team to track the year over year and the month over month revenue across the different countries. It is they are tracking the cross border transaction to identify the different regions where they can leverage the further business opportunities. So technology wise, I am good at developing Tableau dashboards, writing the SQL scripts from backend, and creating SQL views to develop the front end dashboard for the same views. And ETL point of view, I have experience on the Ultrix to create ETL pipeline between the data server to the front end side like Tableau server. And yeah, apart from that, operational project that I had worked on, so I have good exposure on working directly with the client and the customer and to fix queries related to project. Yeah, so that's it. Mhm.
You are working with Tableau.
Yeah,
Years of experience.
it's been around 4+ years.
And if you have to rate yourself on the scale of 1 to 10,
Hmm. So I would rate 8 out of 10.
8. Okay, so who all are your customers when
So when I was in Zensar, so Cisco was the customer, and currently I'm directly working with the Mastercard, so he's only the end customer.
so tell me the process that you use for doing a dashboard and what all the steps you perform.
Yeah. So first of all, I try to understand the exact business requirement, like why this team want to develop a dashboard and for which parameters they are specifically tracking out. So after getting a basic understanding of the requirement, I try to figure out like where the data is present, and once that data is identified, I work with the DBA team to retrieve the relevant data. Like I write a SQL query on my by myself, but I do a validation with the DBA team whether the output or the query is perfectly running or not. And once I got any data, then I again do cross validation with the stakeholders whether the report that they want to build, the data is correct or not for that report. So if the data is confirmed to be correct, then I create a small prototype for the final dashboard. a prototype in the sense I just take a small subset of data and create a visualization out of it, so that the stakeholder can understand what are the different charts and calculations are going to be, part of the final dashboard. So once that prototype is signed off, I proceed to create a final dashboard for the same version, and also I add any additional calculation is required if stakeholder says we need to include many field, like any other field or any additional field or any additional calculation in a existing prototype, then in final dashboard I include it and pass it for the final review. So dashboard presentation is also involved in this process.
Can you please tell us one of the important
Mhm.
is how done?
Actually, I lost your voice, so it's hard.
I say, like, can you please tell us about
Mhm.
any of your dashboards which you have developed
Mhm.
better insight to your organization or to senior management
Yeah,
and the metrics that you have used?
yeah, yeah. So one of the recent dashboard that I had shared, it was for the currency neutral analysis, where the upper management wanted to see how many transactions, like in terms of volume, how many transactions has been taken place between cross border, like country to country, and how many transactions has been processed within the countries to track the actual revenue. So the condition was, if the transaction happened between two different countries, then only they wanted to check the respective revenue for that. So I created the dashboard by collecting the data from the different data sources, used the blending, and designed a KPI out of it, like for a specific country. When the, as an example, let's say USA, the transaction between the USA and the Germany. So I just tried to calculate it with with the help of Windows function, and because it was, they wanted to check it over a month or month, so use Windows function to see month over month volume, how it is varying, and I just showcase it that into the dashboard report and present it to them. So that was a challenging, because the data source, which is not ordinary, they had stored data into the Hyperion server, and rest of the data, like for other countries, the data is stored on the Oracle. So that was the challenging part, to merge the both data in Tableau. I use blending and showcase that with accuracy.
So that you use blending. So
Mhm.
why did you go for blending and not for joins and other?
Yeah, because the data source, like the data that I wanted to bring to develop dashboard, is kept on two different data sources. The first one, we had Oracle, where they had maintained all the data for the other countries, and the second one, they recently introduced the Hyperion, where the the financial team specifically look for the Hyperion data, Hyperion server data. So I wanted to use the data from Hyperion server, and in Tableau, the normal join does not support to merge data from two different sources, so that's why I use blending.
Let's take a situation wherein, like, you have developed this dashboard and you share your your results with us. So how you can,
I'm sorry, I'm again lost your voice.
like, if I have to, you have to share your reports with
Okay,
us,
yeah.
the result, the end result, or the dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
How will you do that?
So end result, I will follow some steps before directly sharing the end result. First, I will create a small prototype dashboard on small time frame, and we'll cross confirm whether for this particular time frame whatever results the dashboard is populating is correct or not. So if that results are correct, like it is approximately matching, then I can go for the final development for the entire dashboard. And in that also I will first confirm with you.
Any of your existing dashboard
Mm-hmm.
want to see, how can you share that information with me?
Okay, so I will first share the dashboard on Tableau server. It depends on the overall
I
infrastructure,
have
how
access
it.
to your Tableau server. No? I am an outsider.
So I will create another Tableau dashboard where the outsider can get access to it. Or if organization allows, then there should be a different place where I can publish that dashboard where outsider can easily access the dashboard, and I will share that link with you.
What are the different type of Tableau
The different Tableau products.
files?
Okay, so the first one is TWBX, where the extracted version of the data present along with the workbook. Then the TWB, where only Tableau workbook is present, like whatever work I do, only that information will be shared. And Hyperion dot hyper version is there, where I can zip the Tableau data and share. There are others, but at the moment I'm able to recall this.
So like 2WB is the file that you can share with us.
Yeah, that is
We'll
without
be able to
data
see
source.
result.
Yeah, that will be without data source.
What does it contain in that?
It will only contain the calculations and charts of the workbook.
Can you please tell us different type of filters?
Yeah, so there are
You can
around.
direct-
Okay. So there are total 6 kind of filters. The first one is extract filter, then data source, then dimension filter, measure filter, quick filter, and context filter.
use of context filter.
So let's say if I am using multiple filters within the same workbook, then if I use context filter, then the filter will allow other filter to pass through and populate the values. As an example, I have one filter with top 5 countries for sales, and I am again applying one more filter where I want to see sales of particular products. So if I use context filter, I will get top 5 cities having a good sale for that particular products only. So context filter will allow other filter to pass through it and show the result.
Like the difference between filter and parameter.
So in filter, we can control the actual data, and in parameter we can take a dynamic control over the data. Like let's say if end user want to have control over any constant value, then we can prefer to go with the parameters instead of filter. And mainly we use filter to simply reduce the data or to look out the specific data in charts.
I have to filter. What should I do?
Can you please repeat the question?
If I have to develop a global filter, what should I do?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
Like if I have to develop a global filter.
Okay. Global filter is like for if I am applying a filter to a specific worksheet and it is supposed to be applied to all the respective worksheet present in the Tableau file.
Yep.
Yeah, then we can apply in filter setting. We have options to select multiple worksheet present in the Tableau. So we can select the target worksheet to which that particular filter needs to be applied, and we can use it as a global filter on the dashboard side.
if it is coming from different data sources,
Okay.
and how it will.
Yeah, there is option for that also. We can select a different data source. It only the symbol near to the filter will be changed. It will show as a small cylinder with up arrow.
Data types.
There are numerical data like text, date type, geographical data, integer, like all the common data present data types available in Tableau.
Special type of
Mm-hmm.
what of spatial or spatial type of data.
Spatial type of data. Uh, I had it, but I am not able to recall at the moment, like exact definition for that. We'll keep quickly note it down.
To improve the performance of your dashboard,
Mm-hmm. So it involves many factors. The very first is based on the requirement. I will try to identify whether we are loading all the necessary field into the Tableau workplace or not. Let's say dashboard, as per the dashboard, we are only using 5 fields, but we are loading 10 or 20 fields in the Tableau. Then I will first try to cut down the unnecessary field which we are loading into the Tableau. That would be the first. Second one, if I am using multiple filters, then I will try to reduce the number of filter in the dashboard, and will try to keep only those filter who are needed or necessary. If I can do table calculations or calculated field to bypass any particular filter, then I will try to implement necessary calculated fields. The later on, the total data size depending upon the total data volume, like if the dashboard only need data for specific period of time, but if we are loading it for a long period of time, then I will try to reduce the historical data based on the input from the stakeholder. So these are the basic steps that I'll follow. Later on, if I'm using any complicated level of detail expression, then I will try to split it and try to create alternate calculations to showcase the same number, so that the total loading time will be reduced. Yeah, so these few things I will follow to improve the Tableau performance.
Let's consider a situation wherein I'm having 10 to 12 dashboards, and those dashboards are using some common data sources.
Okay.
So, which need to be refreshed on a, let's say, weekly basis, once in a week.
Okay.
My approach.
So on the weekly basis, I'll try to automate like on which date the dashboard needs to be refreshed, and in Tableau Server I will try to automate that. If all dashboards are having the common data source, then I will first confirm whether all the dashboard needs to be refreshed at the same time or one after another. So based on that, I will reschedule it, and also we'll try to see if the common data source that we are using, how frequently that is being maintained, and we'll try to focus on the common data source more. And I will try to create a backup data source as well, because this can be fall in critical problem if in case any issue happen with the backend data source.
What kind of challenges you have faced during the development? So I feel like this is something which I feel like Tableau.
The very first problem that I face is to maintaining the backend data. Like as per the current infrastructure, I create a view in Oracle and use that view to develop the front end dashboard. But one of problem that I just faced is I had updated existing view with some new fields, and I was not sure, but I included all fields in the view, but unfortunately I forgot to maintain the order of fields within the nested queries. So when that view implemented, the data is loaded, but the underlying value of the column got interchanged with each other due to the inconsistent order, and that caused or total dashboard crashed at the front end. So again I had rebuilt all the views with the organized order and implemented the view. So now it is giving me the correct calculation on the front end. So this challenge I recently faced. Second one is like before developing any dashboard, it is very important to understand the total data size and the key metrics that needs to be calculated out of the dashboard, because matrix sometimes shows correct number on the recent subset of data, but in historical data they had many challenges like to deal with the null values or inconsistent flags set into backend SQL queries. So validation, I would say, is again a challenging part.
If I ask you to add
Mm-hmm.
certain features in Tableau,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
did you get my question? I'm like asking like if you are asked to add certain feature or functions within
Okay.
Tableau,
Mm-hmm.
will be
What will be the approach of mine?
no. What do you think like these are the features that can be added in Tableau based on your experience?
Yeah, it's based on requirement. Like I'm working into the uh, revenue tracking system. So based on my experience, I shared some more insights with the stakeholders. For example, if they are tracking year over year growth between two different countries, then I would add a more feature like look out the same numbers on the state level and the regional level, so they can get extra access to the more detailed data.
No, I'm talking about features to be added in Tableau tool.
Uh-huh.
Within Tableau tool, what do you think like these are the functions or feature are missing? Do you think like if we can add those features, can be a more valuable tool?
Yeah, so the features are actually that I thought needs to be added is already somehow manipulated or added through Tableau prep, because the data processing is something I was missing into the Tableau, because in Tableau we directly get the data ready, well structured data to develop a front end, but sometimes stakeholder says to do some manual calculation or to set up some additional fields or to replace some additional flags. So that can be done from backend, and again that would be a rework to bring the change, to make the change from backside and again bring the same data on front side. So in Tableau prep that has been resolved up to certain extent, where we can easily manipulate the data and use that as a new subset to develop the front end. But in the Tableau desktop it is not at present, so if that feature can be added, that would be the great.
Uh, uh, how do you publish your dashboard?
So actually I am working on the two different things to publish. First one is I am publishing the Tableau dashboard directly on the Tableau server, where already separate user group has been created. So whenever I publish dashboard, only the specific audience can access it. That's how I publish. Second is like there is a different setup for the live dashboard. So I published the live Tableau dashboard on the separate Tableau server, where they have the separate audience for the live dashboard.
Okay. Let's say I have a requirement wherein I have to showcase data for the last 6 months
Okay.
based on the current date, the
Okay.
situation for the last 6 months.
Okay.
How this will be implemented and how will you take care of this for the year-end change?
Okay. So definitely, if I want to showcase only last 6 month data, there will be a
Based on
date.
date, I mean, like if we are today on 9th of March,
Yeah,
9th of March to last 6 months, let's say 180 days.
correct, correct. So so in the
Year-end,
date, yeah, yeah, I got it. So in the calculation field, I will first bring the current date, today's date, like max date will be show today's date, and based on that I will use the date difference in month by 6. So whatever difference I will get from today dates, the I will get the last 6 month data from that particular calculated field, and I will use that as a primary field to develop further dashboard. That is the first approach. And to get also I can add the data source filter on the data source level, where I can only see the last 6 month data based on current date. I can use that on the data source filter. I can use that calculated field to use in the data source filter to get access to only current 6 month data from today's date to last 6 month.
what is the formula for finding out the last 6 months data?
Formula I need to check, but date difference is the key where we through which we can go
Let's
to.
say let's say you have written date diff month,
Mhm.
your current date and the and whatever date you are looking for.
Yeah,
So on January 1st, how this calculation will work? Because your
so
month will be one.
mhm. So what I'll try to do first, I will get the max date, so I will get today's date, and I will subtract that max date. I will use that max date in the date difference function, where I will use max date comma 6. There will be a syntax. I'm not sure about the syntax, but through which I will get a first 6 month of data considering the today's date. Am I audible?
Okay, so have do you have a Tableau
Yeah,
like
yeah,
installed?
yeah. Let me share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah,
Just a second. Okay, so let's say we want to see sales for each country. Say, can you plot that? You would like it on
Sales.
map?
Okay, okay.
not a chart for sales and profit
Yeah.
in a single chart. I mean, single Excel.
To see the map chart with the cells. having the.
Yeah, for starters, let's do. I want to see sales for each country. Then I would let you choose whichever you think is best to present.
Okay.
So this is for. Okay, so I want each state actually because this is whole country, right? I want to
Okay.
see sales for each state. Uh, okay. And can we have sales for region?
For the region. Okay, let me see. For the region, it will be a different, but let me try to see if I can include it here.
Can you show this in tabular format?
Okay, okay. For the different region, right?
Different country, state, and region. You click on state top,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of data field it is. I mean, like you can see a plus and minus there. What does that indicate?
Yeah, it indicate the hierarchy because under the state, city and postal code is present. So if I expand this, I will get city detail under the state, and under the city we have the postal code present. So it is showing the hierarchy.
So the other stuff which okay. So what is the best suitable way of
Mm-hmm. I lost your voice again. Sorry.
what is the best possible way of presenting this data?
Okay, the best is like we are looking out for the sales number, and we have only one country like United States. So map chart would be the appropriate to quickly look over the sales numbers or the sales across the different state. Let me show that, because like here we are getting all numbers, so it is quite tough to identify with a specific state with high state like high sales. But if we see the same on the map chart, we will directly let me show, so it would be easy to explain. Okay, so if I use this chart instead of that, so I can quickly see the California having the highest sales, and the with the very brightest color here we can quickly see the North Dakota is with lowest sales. So communication of information through this chart is more easy.
Okay. So now, Akshay, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to, can you put states names there? I want to see state names.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I want to see both state name also and sales
Okay.
also. So So for example, here for North Dakota, the one that has sales. Yeah. So now if you see, if you hover over it, it's that's a tooltip, right? Sales
Yeah,
state and sales.
yeah.
Now I also want to see on that tooltip, which region it belongs to.
Okay.
Okay. And also the sales for that region, basically sales for that whole region,
Mm-hmm.
where this
Okay.
North Dakota is part of that region, right?
Okay. Okay.
Can we also have that in the tooltip?
Yeah. Let me drag it over here. So now we have the central region, and now we want a entire sales for the central region.
Yeah, I want sales for this, sales for North Dakota. North Dakota is 920.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it falls under which region? Can you hover over that?
It's central
Yeah,
region.
so I also want to see the sales for central region whenever I hover over it, just to
Okay.
compare, okay, how it's doing
Okay.
against that region.
Okay. Is that fine? Or you want to make it more formatting?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Can you create a table where we have region, state, and sales?
Okay. Region, state, and cells. Okay.
Yeah. So now let's add that column where we have that region specific sales.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now can you put a filter on region, and we only want central region?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Am I audible?
Yeah. So now let's say we remove what is the maximum sales here for from the states, Texas, right? So now
Texas.
what we want is, yeah, when what we want is you remove Texas here, you have Texas, right? Remove Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and it should basically affect the fixed region sales according to that.
Okay.
So if you remove Texas sales, the fixed region sales should also be affected.
Okay.
Just apply a filter on sales. In state, filter on state, and what happens when you remove taxes?
Okay, let me try. Okay, so from fix, it has not excluded. It has only excluded the taxes.
Yeah, so if for some reason, okay, so now what we want to show is whatever states we see here, we want a total of only those regions, right? I mean, sum of sales for, only those states to be shown under region sales.
Okay, let me think about it.
You understood my requirement, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Say Texas, right? So we want it to affect this total region sales. So we only want some of only these states to be shown under region.
We need 331. Yeah, 331.502. Just a second, let me think about it. Yeah. Yeah, got it. So here we are getting the total sum of sales excluding the Texas number.
How you did that?
Actually, I used exclude function here. So if I take out any state from the state list, it will only give me the sum of the rest of the states present in the worksheet. This refers to entire region, so we cannot make any changes here, but we can use this instead of this.
Okay, so let's remove one other state just to confirm.
Yeah.
How about you remove Illinois?
This one.
Yeah, first state.
Yeah.
Remove Illinois from this state.
Yeah, remove.
I don't see anything on the screen.
Okay, let me add it back.
Yeah.
So it is.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay.
Great.
Mhm.
Yeah. So nice job.
Thanks.
Can you have a donut chart here for us?
Yeah, yeah.
So that would have sales. Let's again pick sales for 4 regions in a donut shape.
Which one? Cells.
Sales against region. Yeah.
Okay. Is that fine?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, we can take a share. Do you have any question for us?
Yeah, considering this role, like I wanted to know the further growth and challenges.
So, what is your current role in the organization?
Like my role is more into the BI analytics only, like developing the Tableau dashboards and reports, and I find it more creative work. So, and rest of the things are like challenges, like the way we learn and grow. That's it.
I mean, like here also in Barclays, we have different teams that work into analytics. So we have even machine learning, data science,
Mm-hmm.
and within different functions, we have individual reporting team that works on Tableau
Mm-hmm.
and create dashboards,
Mm-hmm.
data insights, individual department requirements. So you will be aligned to providing insight on n number of dimensions or the areas they focus on.
Mm-hmm.
And as growth is concerned, so Barclays, you have all the options available wherein you can apply for IGB after a year,
Mm-hmm.
wherein you feel suitable or you are capable of performing a job. You can apply for jobs, and if you are selected, then you have a fair chance getting a promotion there.
Mm-hmm.
A role you based on your performance, how you perform, how you excel, you present yourself, the things are decided. Place is full of opportunity if you really ask me, because it gives a fair chance to each and individual candidate to perform and to excel in their career.
That's great.
Anything else?
No, I'm pretty satisfied with the answer, and I will wait for the feedback. Like I'm excited for this.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Akshay.
Thanks, Neil.
Bye. Take
Bye bye. Have a good day.
care. You too.
Thank you, Akshay.
Thank you.